Good evening, folks. So, it's March Madness, and it's International Women's History Month. So you'll hear these two events recurring throughout this preview of Venice Theatre's Sweet 16 2022-2023 season. 16 sweet offerings in a wide range of entertaining dramatic stories that will delight your fancy, tickle your funny bone, make you go, and ah, and inspire thought-provoking conversations. Our season kicks off this summer with two crowd favorites in our summer stock, tailored for young people. The Fantastics, an off-Broadway musical that, in its first incarnation, ran for 42 years, and it is fantastic. And the groundbreaking Godspell Jr. Thank you. We are packaging a subscription series that we call the Jervy 5. Sounds like a singing group, doesn't it? 3 compelling musicals and 2 impactful dramas. They include The Revolutionists by Lauren Gunderson, one of America's most produced playwrights these days, about 4 bodacious women in history fighting to be heard, seen, and listened to while trying to improve the world. This fast-paced, quippy, intelligent play is funny and supports the statement, "A crisis demands art." We're bringing back a big hit from our past. The musical that New York Times critic Ben Brantley wrote was the greatest of all American musicals, Gypsy. Oh! Now for another piece of big news. We are conceiving an original musical review of the songs of Carole King and James Taylor, the title to be announced later. So pull out your tie-dye t-shirts, earth shoes, and polyester from the back of your closets. I know you still have them. I do. I don't know if I can fit in them anymore, but we'll also bring you an iconic American masterpiece of the 20th century by a legendary titan in the pantheon of great American playwrights, Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Rounding out the Jervy 5 series is a Boffo musical hit which, due to contractual obligations, we are unable to mention by name at this moment. I will say this, however, that this sweet love story about sons, the families we make, and acceptance features a sassy, warm, uplifting, infectious, and fun musical score by Cyndi Lauper, with multiple Tony and Olivier award-winning book by Harvey Fierstein. Now, we can't say the name, but it has something to do with foot attire. Can you see it? Now, not part of the Jervy 5, but a vital part of Venice Theatre in the Jervy Theatre, will be the 22nd edition of A Christmas Carol, to be directed and musically helmed for the 20th time by Murray Chase and Michelle Kazanowski. We'll also present on the Jervy stage the 26th season of Silver Foxes, extravaganzas for our extravagant silver-haired elders. In the Pinkerton Theatre, the heart of our Stage 2 season will return to its original mission of offering hard-hitting stories for those seeking challenge and deep engagement. It will be anchored by two powerful dramas of topical relevance. God's Country by Stephen Dietz and Lisa Loomer's Row. In a nod to the senior women among us, we offer Ivan Menchel's The Cemetery Club, a funny, moving romantic comedy about tea parties and visits to the cemetery by Jewish widows. Love blooms among the gravestones. And in case you thought we forgot about sex, we're wrapping up the traditional Stage 2 season with the ancient Greek story Lysistrata in a futuristic retelling by Lydia R. Diamond called Lizzie Stranton. The women of the world unite and conceive a highly effective strategy to end wars, collectively withhold sex from their husbands until the peace is declared. No peace, no peace. But wait, there's more. More shows in the Pinkerton, from spoofs to musical to family musicals. Will feature Arabian Nights, adapted to the stage by Dominic Cook. This is an ensemble-driven telling of 1001 Nights, those magical folk stories, fairy tales, romances, legends, fables, parables, anecdotes, and adventures you may recall from your childhood. In another family-friendly vehicle featuring young people, we offer the American classic Little Women the Musical, the timeless adventures of sisters Jo, Meg, Beth, and Amy March. And for the roller skaters among you, we have the spoof musical Xanadu, a delightful story about following your dreams despite the limitations others set for you. It was a Universal Pictures cult classic movie of the same title that starred Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly. It is hilarity on wheels for adults and children, and anyone who has ever wanted to feel inspired. So there you have it, folks. Variety, parts for women and seniors and actors of color, stories written by playwrights of color to enhance our efforts in equity, diversity, and inclusion, the dignity and equality of all people affirmed, reminders of the interconnectedness of the human family, and food for the soul that will touch and move you with hope, joy, and truth-telling, and lots of fun. And as Mama Rose says, and as we emerge from a crazy and often difficult 2 years, everything's coming up roses for you and for Venice Theatre. Please join us. Huzzah!